Good morning. We are Group 3 and we'll be providing you with an analysis of Kodak and its industry.
Greetings. Today I will go over the outline we have set for the Kodak presentation. First, we'll talk about the external analysis. This will include Kodak and its current industry, the future of the market and years to come, opportunities and threats faced by the firm, as well as the environmental analysis of the actual environment the firm is operating in. We'll also include an internal analysis, which will first include a laid out plan of business model presented for Kodak, as well as the value analysis chain, competitive positioning, as well as strengths and weaknesses for the firm. We will also evaluate whether or not Kodak does have a competitive advantage, and also the alternatives and future recommendations we have for the company. Next, we will have a brief introduction of Eastman Kodak. Eastman Kodak Company was founded in 1880 by George Eastman. It introduced its first simple camera in the year 1888. The slogan in which the firm stood by was, "You press the button, we do the rest." It promoted simple, useful, and enjoyable photography that its consumers enjoyed for years. The current Chief Executive Officer of Eastman Kodak is Antonio M. Perez. Next, we will take a look into the actual photographic equipment and supplies industry. It produces and sells products in the camera, camcorder, photographic, and optical equipment categories for professional as well as home use. Its most profitable segment are the cameras. Kodak's segment specifically includes digital imaging. Kodak's competitors, to name a few, include Canon, Nikon, Hewlett-Packard, and Sony.
Next, we have the future of the market in which Kodak competes. In the future, they'll have much more advanced technology, digital photography, 3D imaging, fluctuation in their pricing, as well as increased competition from outsiders who are entering the industry. This graph on the right shows the global photographic products market value forecast, which shows how from now until 2015 there's a steady growth within the market. Here we have the external forces that Kodak will face within its industry. Some opportunities that they have include strategic partnerships that they can embark on, adoption of digital photography in foreign markets, and growing digital SLR demand that have been taken on by many of its competitors. Some threats that they face include established customer buying behavior, which forces customers to stray towards where they normally buy, skeptical investors telling the public that Kodak is not doing well, rapid updates in digital technologies that their current technologies cannot keep up with, strong competition, as well as the maturing digital camera market. Next, we have an environmental analysis using Porter's 5 forces. This chart includes both the current industry as well as what the industry will look like in the future. The biggest changes will occur in buyer power and threat of substitutes. Buyer power will become stronger because as more products enter the market, people will have a better choice and larger choice on what product to buy based on prices and their own personal preferences. Threat of substitutes will also become stronger because as consumer electronic companies join the competitive mix, there will be more substitutes for Kodak's products.
On the value creation frontier, Kodak takes a low-cost leadership position compared to its competitors. In their inkjet printers, Kodak's business model is structured to price their ink cartridges lower than their industry competitors to attract families who print more often and find themselves replacing their ink frequently. Eastman Kodak has 4 product categories. They are the digital capturing devices, retail system solutions, consumer inkjet systems, and consumer imaging services. Their prices are relatively lower than consumers, and their inkjet printers have a higher printer cost but low cartridge costs. We will now focus on Kodak's strengths and weaknesses. Some of Kodak's strengths are high brand recognition, constant research and development efforts, an impressive intellectual property portfolio, and highly regarded technology. Some of their weaknesses include late adoption of digital, boosted costs due to economy, a consistent bottom line loss, and lack of resources for digital manufacturing and distribution. The Eastman Kodak Company has been constantly losing value. As you can see by the graph, their average ROIC over the last 5 years has been a negative 10.7%. Also, compared to their competitors, their return on assets has also been negative over the last 7 years. Kodak does not have a competitive advantage in the industry. They need to figure out which direction they want to go in order to regain the advantage they once had in the market. Since the organization restructured, they have recently sold off their digital capture devices unit. In the printing industry, Kodak has about 6% share of the market, whereas market leader HP has a 45% share.
The key strategic issue that we have chosen for Kodak is the loss of their competitive position due to their late adoption of digital. Even though they are the company that created the first digital camera, the fact that they did not bring it to the public until later after competitors did has put them way behind in the industry. Kodak no longer has an identity. Their restructuring efforts have led to the company attempting to change its image but have failed to do so, and Kodak has to figure out a way to leverage their technology specialties that everyone is aware of and turn these efforts into income by regaining their position. Now, to combine the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats of Kodak and its environment, we have a SWOT matrix. Kodak's high brand recognition can bring success in new partnerships and foreign expansion, as well as help to combat the views of skepticism that consumers see by investors. Their research and development will add to their current intellectual property and help Kodak enter into the new digital markets that are coming in the future. And it will possibly assist in helping them to keep up with these technological changes. Unfortunately, their late adoption of digital and lack of resources in digital will hinder their ease of ability to enter into the new markets that were just stated. Their lack of resources also hinders their ability to adapt as quickly as their strong competition. Their constant losses will affect their ability to also expand because they're losing money each year. Also, their losses and late adoption add to the reasons for investor skepticism, so their high brand recognition has more to fight against. Two alternatives that we decided would benefit Kodak in the future are: 1, eliminate their least profitable category out of the ones that we discussed earlier, or 2, create strategic partnerships to aid in their expansion. If they were to eliminate their least profitable category, Kodak would suffer losses from customers in that category, but would be able to allocate their resources towards their more profitable products, as well as towards developing better technologies. By creating strategic partnerships, Kodak can not only expand their product lines, but also expand into foreign markets where the demand for digital is greatly increasing due to tourism. Though Kodak may lose a bit of their freedom that they were used to as a majority standalone company, they'll be able to leverage their weaknesses with another company's strengths and vice versa. We recommend that Kodak create strategic partnerships to assist in their low competitive position because of the way in which they can be leveraged. If a company that has great digital technologies but a name that is not well known in the digital space pairs with Kodak, Kodak will provide them with a household name that is in dire need of advanced digital technologies. In conclusion, we feel that Kodak's late decision to get into the digital market has created negative downturn for them over the past few years. They once had a great position in their industry, but their unforeseen reluctance put them behind in a fast-moving digital environment, and they have not been able to keep up. In order to regain their good position, Kodak has a lot of work to do, including finding the best way to get the resources they need to properly compete with their strong competitors. We feel that if they work to create strategic partnerships, they can easily work their way, maybe not to the very top of the industry where they were before, but at least get themselves from the bottom